Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, January 28th, and I literally just finished my third cup of coffee. I'm your slightly over-caffeinated host, Alex, here with my way too composed friend, Marc.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to Blue Mountain Morning. And yes, Alex is definitely more wired than usual today.
Can you blame me? We've got some seriously fascinating stuff to dive into today, especially about what's happening with our military. I'm practically buzzing to get into it.
That's the coffee talking, my friend. But you're right. We've got quite a morning ahead of us. Let's help our listeners find some clarity in today's news, shall we?
Okay, so the big news this morning, Trump dropped some major executive orders that are basically reshaping our military. Marc, I'm honestly still processing all of this.
It's definitely significant. The orders focus on three main areas: removing all DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion, programs from the military, reinstating service members who were discharged over COVID vaccine refusal, and new policies affecting transgender troops.
Wait, how many people are we talking about with the COVID thing? Like, is this a handful of people or a...
According to Reuters, we're looking at thousands of service members who could potentially return. And this isn't just about numbers. It's about fundamentally changing how the military operates.
Oh man, that's huge. And what about the DEI stuff? Like, what exactly does that mean in practice?
Well, it essentially means dismantling programs designed to promote diversity in military leadership and recruitment. The administration argues these programs compromise military readiness, but many senior officers have actually defended these initiatives as strengthening our forces.
And the transgender policy changes. That's got to impact a lot of current service members, right?
Indeed, while we don't have exact numbers, it could affect both current service members and future recruits. The order appears to reverse policies that had allowed transgender individuals to serve openly.
This is like a complete military makeover in one day. How soon does all this kick in?
The implementation timeline isn't entirely clear yet, but these orders typically take effect immediately, with military leadership required to develop specific implementation plans within a certain timeframe. Let's dive deeper into what these changes really mean for America. When we look at military reforms of this scale, they tend to ripple out far beyond just the armed forces.
Oh my God, yes. Like, this isn't just about the military, is it? This affects, like, everything?
Exactly. Historically, major military policy shifts have often preceded broader societal changes. Think about how racial integration in the military under Truman helped pave the way for civil rights progress.
Wait, really? So, like, the military was ahead of the curve on that?
Yes, and that's what makes these current changes so significant. The military has often been a testing ground for social policies. When you roll back programs like DEI, it can signal and potentially influence similar changes in other institutions.
Oh man, I can already see the corporate world watching this like hawks.
Absolutely. But there's also the readiness factor to consider. Military leaders have consistently emphasized that diversity actually strengthens our forces. Having different perspectives and backgrounds can be crucial in modern warfare and diplomacy.
But what about the argument that this is all about combat effectiveness? Like, isn't that the main thing?
That's a complex issue. While combat effectiveness is paramount, many defense experts argue that effectiveness isn't just about physical ability or traditional military skills anymore. Modern warfare involves cyber operations, cultural understanding, diplomatic skills.
So you're saying we might be solving one problem, but creating like 5 more?
Potentially. And here's another crucial point. These changes could affect recruitment and retention. The military has already been struggling to meet its recruitment goals, and dramatic policy shifts like these might impact who chooses to serve.
So basically, what happens in the military doesn't stay in the military.
That's one way to put it. These changes could reshape not just our military culture, but potentially influence American workplace policies, social norms, and even our global military relationships for years to come. All this talk about military values reminds me of something really important. These principles of dedication and unity aren't just for service members.
Oh my God, yes. Like how we can all learn from that whole leave no one behind thing, right?
Exactly. Think about your local community. When someone's going through a tough time, neighbors coming together, bringing meals, helping with childcare. That's the same spirit of unity we see in the military.
It's like that time my entire apartment building pitched in when Mrs. Johnson broke her hip. We made this whole schedule for walking her dog.
That's precisely what I'm talking about. That sense of shared purpose, of being part of something bigger than yourself. It's incredibly powerful.
You know what's wild? Sometimes I feel like we forget how much stronger we are when we work together.
And that's the real lesson here. Whether you're in uniform or not, these values of dedication, unity, and service to others, they're universal. They make our communities stronger, just like they make our military stronger.
Man, when you put it that way, it really puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
You know, in times of change, I've found that strength often comes from the most unexpected places. It's like a mountain stream. It doesn't fight the rocks in its path. It simply finds new ways to flow around them.
Oh, wow, that's actually beautiful, Mark, and kind of exactly what I needed to hear today.
Here's a simple practice I'd like to share with our listeners. When you're feeling overwhelmed by change, try this. Pause for just 3 breaths. On each inhale, imagine yourself becoming more flexible, like a tree bending in the wind.
And on the exhale?
On the exhale, let go of what you can't control. Just like that stream we talked about, you don't need to fight the current, just find your own path forward.
You know what? I'm going to try that right now.
And remember, friends, adaptation isn't about losing who you are. It's about discovering who you can become. And that brings us to the end of today's Blue Mountain Morning. Thank you for sharing this calm moment with us.
Oh my gosh, yes. And please come back tomorrow when we'll have more insights and definitely more of Mark's weirdly profound nature metaphors.
Whether you're navigating military changes or just your daily morning routine, remember, clarity comes one sunrise at a time.
Until tomorrow, friends.
Take care, everyone.